Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for another quick how-to guide. Today we're taking a look at Titania, one of the brand new 7-star champions and my first 7-star champion. Now if you're new to Titania, she is one of the easiest champions to learn how to use, and if you like a very aggressive playstyle, she is also going to be extremely fun to learn and play as well. Let's start off with the question that's first on everyone's mind right now, and that is, does Titania need the dupe? And the answer here is no. So her dupe does give her a small chance to inflict additional debuffs, which does end up increasing her damage, but even at max sig, the chance is still pretty low at 30%. The other part of her sig increases the potency of her Fury passives, but this is only against large and extra large defenders. So again, this is really much more of a nice to have than it is necessary. And in fact, the gameplay that I'm going to show you today is going to be from an unduped Titania, so I'm going to show you how she is without that awakened ability at all. Okay, let's jump right into a fight. Now the first thing you want to know about Titania is that she can enter a mode called Haymakers, and you can trigger this mode via a medium dash attack, a medium combo ender, or a heavy attack. Now when this mode is triggered, you're going to be unstoppable, unblockable, and indestructible for a short period of time, and all of your hits are going to do additional damage per debuff. Now it's important to note that these effects are passive, so that they can't be removed by things like Nullify or Fate Seal. The Haymaker cooldown is set to 30 seconds, but each time you inflict a debuff, it's going to reduce that cooldown by 1 second, and additionally, whenever you inflict a debuff, you're also going to gain a Fury passive. So how do you inflict debuffs? Titania inflicts a suppression on each of her light attacks, so you want to stick with medium, light, 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 light combos while you build yourself up to your special 3. If you trigger your Haymakers again during this period, don't worry about it, but once you get close to that special 3, you do want to keep an eye on that cooldown timer. Now once you're at the special 3, you want to trigger a Haymaker and then immediately use a heavy attack, cancel into the special 3 after the first hit. And remember, you are unstoppable and indestructible, so unless the opponent immediately uses a special attack, you are safe to use that heavy. Now the special 3 is going to inflict 10 debuffs on the defender, and if you did the heavy cancel while the Haymakers mode was active, you're going to end up with 20. Once the special 3 is about over, get yourself ready, dash straight into the opponent with a medium attack, and then start heavy spamming. Your heavy attacks are going to do a crap load of additional damage, and more than likely your opponent will then be dead. If not, rinse and repeat. Okay, let's take a look at that fight again in full speed. So at the start of the fight here, I'm going to activate my Haymaker with a medium combo ender, dash right in to start a new combo because I'm unstoppable and unblockable. I take a hit from the special one there, no worries because I'm indestructible. Keeping one eye on that Haymaker cooldown timer. Ideally, the Haymaker is ready when I'm about at my special 3. In the meantime, I'm sticking to medium and then light, 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 light combos in order to apply the suppression debuffs. I did get passively power locked for a second there. That's just from the node. This is from monthly EQ, I think. Alright, so my Haymaker is ready, so I'm going to build back up to my special 3 here. And I'm trying to avoid triggering the Haymaker in the meantime. Once I'm at my special 3, I'm going to parry heavy and then cancel into the special 3. And again, the special 3, if you do the heavy cancel while the Haymaker is active, that's going to give you an extra copy of every debuff. So we've got 20 debuffs active here. Dash right in, do the heavy spam, and then he is big dead in just a few heavy attacks. I think that was about 350,000 health. Gone in about a minute or so, 57 seconds. Okay, let's back up for a few seconds here because if you noticed, Iron Fist had a special 3 ready for several seconds at the end of that fight and doesn't use it, and I really want you to understand why Titania is able to pull this off. So if we take a look at the debuffs that she's applying after the special 3, they're all designed to prevent any counter that the defender might have to your heavy spam. So the most important one of these debuffs is this one here, Intimidate. So this is going to make the AI very passive, want to hold their block, which also means they're going to avoid using special attacks as well. And as you can see here, even though Iron Fist has his special 3 available, he is still holding block. Another important one here is Cowardice, so even if he does use his special 3, the damage on it is going to be significantly reduced. You also have a Decelerate here to prevent unstoppable and evade effects. You have a Disorient, which is going to prevent auto block, and a Falter, which means if all else fails, they're still just going to straight up miss you. Now, each of these debuffs is inflicted with a 30% potency on the special 3, and we have 3 copies of each of them here, so a 90% total potency for each debuff type. And this is why it's so important to try and do that heavy cancel, because not only are additional copies of the debuffs going to increase your damage output, they're also going to make her rotation much safer for you as well. Okay, let's quickly cover the rotation one more time. So throughout the fight, you're going to want to stick to medium, light, 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 light combos only. Each of your light attacks is going to apply a suppression debuff, which in turn is going to gain you a Fury passive and also reduce the cooldown of your Haymaker ability. Now, while you're doing this, you want to build to your special 3. Once you're at your special 3, you want to trigger a Haymaker, and again, you can do this with a dash attack, your second medium, or a heavy attack. While the Haymakers are active, you want to then use a heavy attack and then cancel into your special 3. If you've triggered the Haymaker with your heavy attack initially, it's going to save you like half a step here. And then after your special 3, dash right in, start spamming your heavies, and the fight should pretty much be over. Otherwise, rinse and repeat. Now, optionally in long fights, you can choose to use your special 2 before your special 3. So let's go ahead and take a look at an example of that. So the special 2 is going to apply a physical vulnerability debuff, and you can refresh that debuff when you have 4 or more of her personal debuffs active. So you apply the physical vulnerability, and then if you stick to your medium, light, 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 light combos, that's going to apply 4 suppressions and refresh the vulnerability. So you want to build up to about 2.9 bars of power here, and that's really just so you can get a head start on the rest of your rotation. The SP2, here we go, is going to apply that debuff on the final hit, and then you're going to be able to see the red damage numbers while we have the Haymaker active significantly higher than they were in that first fight. And then from here, we're just building back up to the special 3, starting her normal rotation. You're going to see those red numbers that I talked about significantly higher after the SP3 as well. So again, just building up, sticking to our 5-hit combos, keeping that physical vulnerability paused. Our Haymaker cooldown has just expired. There we go. So we've triggered the Haymaker, heavy cancel into this special 3 here. This is one of my favorite special 3 animations in the game, by the way. Just the fact that the chair makes an appearance. Dashing in, and you can see the red numbers again, so much more than what they were against that Iron Fist fight. So this is going to end up being about a minute or so, and she has, I think, over 500,000 hit points in this content. We tried to finish the fight with the special 1 there. We couldn't get it, so we had to bait up one more special attack. But you can kind of see the difference that rotation makes in a longer fight. Last but not least, let's take a look at some of her synergies. Her best synergy is this one here at the bottom with the champion. Intercepting the opponent pauses Titania's Fury passes for 2 seconds and reduces the Haymaker cooldown by 5 seconds. So again, Titania, a very aggressive playstyle naturally. If you are comfortable with intercepting, if you're good at it, if you like doing it, this is going to reward you for even more aggressive gameplay by giving you what amounts to additional duration on your Fury passives and then giving you more opportunities for Haymakers. Now, her other synergy that I think is worth looking at is this one with She-Hulk. Starts the fight with 10 Fury passives, and Fury effects gain 25% duration. So again, you're going to get additional damage starting at the beginning of the fight, and those Fury effects are going to last longer. So especially in a long fight, you're going to be able to build up more of those Fury passes because they're going to be lasting for longer, and that's just going to give you a ton of access to additional damage toward the end of a fight. That's going to do it for this one, folks. Titania is an absolute blast to use. She is one of the most powerful champions in the science class in the game today, and I hope you learned a little bit today about why that's the case. If this guide helped you at all, please remember to hit that like button, and as always, thank you very much for watching. See you again next time.